Okay. Hey, coach, just kind of give us an idea of the team's mindset headed into the tournament. I mean, the SEC regular season, long grind. Where do you feel like your team is now headed into this tournament this next week?
Oh, they're ready to go. I think we know that this is what we've been grinding for, is to start the postseason, and kind of in a weird spot with having this weekend off. And it's great because we have time to rest. We have time to enjoy the regular season championship. We have time to, kind of keep it light and practice and just kind of fine tune and compete a little bit. So I think everybody's in a great mindset. I think that we've had time to just enjoy it and let it soak in a little bit. And they had time to finish finals and focus on that. And so it's kind of, we'll watch this weekend, see who we will potentially match up with, where we're going to land. And we'll get back in game mode next week and ready to roll. But yeah, they're really excited.
Well, and I have to ask this because it's kind of similar to baseball. How much of an emphasis for your team is the tournament? Because I mean, you've done all this work, you've gotten yourself in a really good position, I think, for for NCAAs with what you've done. So, what does this next week mean?
Well, it's just another chance to compete together, and so that's what we look at it as. We don't put any more weight on that than anything else. We're just focusing on the next game. It's easier to focus on the next game when you know who you're playing. But for us, it's just, this is the longest we'll go without competing. So it's just giving us the, opportunity to fine tune some things and have some rest. So I don't know that, we don't put any more emphasis on it than anything else. It's an opportunity to compete at the best and the biggest stage of softball thus far. So obviously every time you have the chance to do that, you want to be your best and go at it. But we're not really changing anything other than what we typically do.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask, I saw a little snippet on television about the virtual reality stuff that your hitters have
Oh,
used.
yeah.
How is that something relatively new, and how
Yeah.
do you, and I mean, how new, and how do you feel like, what effect has it had on your team, you think?
Oh, I think it's helped a ton. This is the first year we've used it. It's relatively new. This is the first year we've used it, and we use it pretty regularly. I know our hitters like it a ton. It just helps with pitch recognition. It helps with kind of reaction time and picking things up. So I think it's been huge. We've done that, and we've also done some vision training with Dr. Hughes in the area. He's done a great job too. So I think both of those things have helped tremendously for our batters and just their reaction, their, picking it up, just, all those things of training the eyes in the right way. I think they've been huge.
Well, yeah, can you go ahead and give me a little more description into, I talked to Kayla yesterday a little bit about it, about the vision training. What does that entail? And I mean, how do you think it's helped?
Well, I think it's helped. I think it's helped a ton. It's just training kind of your reaction and what you pick up with your eyes, with what you're, and how it's connected to your brain a little bit. So I am not a doctor. I'm not going to try to pretend to know exactly how it works. But I do think it's really cool. Like, just one thing is, most of our kids can juggle now. So like, as they kind of train their eyes, and they're training just different things of working on balancing while trying to catch the right color object that he kind of tosses. So he's just training that communication piece and that reaction. And you'll see him, we have glasses that a few of them choose to use prior to games that just control, like, have a blink to them. So it'll go like black and so it'll go dark on you, and then it'll come back, and it just helps you to focus on the object a little bit better. And then you'll see them, in pregame warmups, and they're just like juggling over there and focusing on. I'm just like, man, I kind of want to go through it too. I think that would be a pretty cool little, thing to have, little talent to have. So it's helped a ton. I think they really enjoy it. I think they see how it helps. And I think that's the biggest piece of it. But yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Oh, interesting. All right, I'll let somebody else go. Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned rest and how important it is. Like, how big is this for Autumn? and then Mary as well after having to throw so many pitches last weekend.
Well, it's big for both of them. It's big for both of them. So, Mary's feeling really good. The nice thing with how many pitches and how much we saw her last weekend is she was incredibly efficient in the outings that she had. So I know that she had a lot of appearances and she did throw a ton of innings, but she's built for a lot of pitches. I mean, and she's out there a ton, but she's built for that. And she's a worker. She's a pitcher that, likes to work and wants to work and kind of needs it with the timing piece and everything. So it's just kind of managing that with having 6 practice days before we play again. Stormy, we just kind of are completely resting and just seeing where she's going to be at if we give another 7 days of completely resting and see where she's at next week going into the tournament. So I think it's critical. I think it's been huge. I'm going to be honest, when we got the schedule, I was really bummed we had the last regular season weekend as a bye. It's usually, it's really hard to fill. You're kind of like, okay, do we need to take that, weekend off going into postseason? That's a long time to not play. You, as a coach, you start kind of reeling and thinking of all the different scenarios. And now that we're sitting in it, I'm really, really glad that we have it. And I know that our players feel that too, of one, just, being able to come off this last weekend and just take a breath and focus on finals and appreciate what we've done. And then just resting their bodies. It's a long season. 50 plus games is a long season. And so when you have a week to just kind of take a breath and go light, it's huge for them.
Next week's probably going to be a big week for you guys. SEC awards, Mary and Braxton National, in the top 10.
How cool is that? Two of the top 10. I mean, that's so awesome. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, but and then of course I brought that up a week and a half ago about you possibly getting Coach of the Year, but then that trophy that you're going to get in Birmingham, where's that going to go? What's it like adding another piece of hardware to this campus? And just the excitement that, you guys got to celebrate, but you're going to get to celebrate with the trophy at Tuscaloosa.
Shoot, I don't know where we're going to put it. I think we're going to just prop it right in the middle of the team room for a while so we can all just kind of walk by and enjoy it and, rub it every once in a while. But, it's next week is exciting. And obviously it's exciting because it's recognition for the program and what they've done. And we talk about that throughout the year is, whenever one of our players has a huge week and gets a weekly award, that's recognition for the program. And if the program doesn't do their job, then they don't get recognized. So it's, whoever ends up getting the awards, it's because this whole group has worked together so well this whole year. And they've really put together a special season. So it's pretty exciting to see what's going to come. It's exciting to just watch the games this weekend and kick our feet up a little bit and see what happens. But and I just think it's pretty incredible to have Brax and Mary on that list, and the years that they're having and the years that our program is having, all of that combined, it's just incredibly special.
And with the postseason, these now become 1-game series. So you change your focus a little bit. How much have you had to kind of mentally get the team ready I know there's a lot of experience in that locker room, but as you get prepared for these 1-game series, going forward?
Well, I think we've had a lot of lessons just in the last couple of weeks. And I think that when we were working through kind of the ups and downs that we had in the last couple of weeks, that was the focus of like, these are huge lessons to learn right now before we get into the postseason, and focusing on just kind of getting back to our 1-game focus and focusing on the next game and not focusing, 3 games after that. And that's going to be huge going into it, is we have to figure out how to be our best every game from here on out. And so I do think that although it was kind of painful to go through, especially for Coach, the last 2 weeks, especially that stretch with UCA and Missouri, I think it's absolutely going to be critical for us as we get into the postseason, just the lessons we learned, the response that we learned. Fortunately, once we get into the NCAAs, it's double elimination, which I think is huge for, everybody. It's huge for a team like us. Gosh, I was watching the basketball tournament going, I can't even imagine to have a single elimination postseason. I think it's just so tough. But we're ready. And I think that what we've done throughout the course of this year has prepared us for this. This conference prepares us for this. And especially the lessons we've learned in the last 2 weeks have definitely prepared us to be ready for the first game. And we're going to do everything we can to win that one. And then we'll be ready for the next one.
I'm good. Thank you.
Any other questions for Coach Deifel today?
Coach, I've asked several other coaches around campus just what it's like to be a part of this athletic department right now with so much winning going on across the board. I mean, what's it like for you as a coach?
It's incredible. I mean, it's just so exciting, and it's so fun to follow everybody and the success that they're having. And I think that I said this a lot, and I'll say it. I think it starts at the top. I think Hunter is an amazing leader. I think he's put us in a position in a year of uncertainty to succeed. I think he's led the charge with college athletics and creating a safe environment for them, and then just giving us the support that we need to be successful. But beyond that, he creates an atmosphere, a community amongst us coaches and this athletic department that's incredibly supportive. Everyone's invested in each other's success, and everybody, you just have each other's back and you just hype each other up. I think it's just, I've never been a part of an athletic department like this. And you don't want to be the one team that's not getting it done, because everyone's so good. But their success only fuels ours, and it makes us want to be better by just kind of seeing everybody do so well. And I just think it's really special for me being the softball coach to come off the field and just have multiple texts from our other head coaches following every pitch, following my team's success. And I just think it's really special. It's really cool. We have a head coach's thread, and then we just all support each other through that. But on Monday night, when I got to my phone, first of all, I had hundreds of text messages, just because I think that everybody, especially my softball friends, watch this team, and they feel, I've had one of my good coaching friends say they play inspiring softball. I think that they know that this team has a lot of heart. This team has a lot of fight. They enjoy watching them. They know we do it the right way. All of those things. But within my head coaches thread, every head coach was on there just raving about the softball team. I had a text from Sam Pittman. I had a text from Dave Van Horn. Lance Harder called, Shauna Taylor, Jordan Weber, and Colby. Everybody across the board. Courtney Steinbeck called, and it's just so cool because we're all in it together. And one team's success is everybody's success. And again, I'll say it, I've never been a part of an athletic department like this. And Hunter, it's definitely a reflection of his leadership.
Thank you.
Jason?
I heard that there may be a little mound visit for you tomorrow.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So and Hunter said that he hoped you'd been practicing overhand. So are you going to go out there and try to go underhand like softball? Or
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted a little bit. I always feel like when you go to that sport that you should throw it like that sport. Like I honestly have just a little bit of an annoyance when people come here and don't throw it underhand, just because I think you should. So I was planning on going overhand, but then my team and my staff was like, it'd be pretty cool if you went underhanded. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to throw a good pitch. So I'm just trying to, just want to give a good delivery and not make them work for it.
Is there a lot of practice in that tomorrow?
I don't think so. I'm just going to wing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Might throw a couple baseballs to my boys at home today just to get the feel of the smaller ball. We'll see.
All right, any more questions for Coach Deifel?
Hey, I was just going to ask you, you said, or I heard you say earlier that you were going to give Autumn 7 more days. Does that mean that she's probably not going to?
7 days total.
Okay.
So we're going to give her a week total coming off of the last game. So off of that Monday.
Okay. So just.
She's already had 4 of them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see where she's at probably Monday or Tuesday, and just see where she's at and see if that 7 days was huge for her. And then we'll make a decision from there of what we're going to do, and just continuing to keep the big picture in mind.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Got it.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll get Hannah McEwen going here in just a second.
Ah,